Hey, I'm back. Um, so anyway, y'all, I forgot where I left off at, but I was talking about something I had seen on the internet, and I'm gonna wrap this conference up. But um, I had seen something on the internet. It was old. It was like an old video or something. But somebody had asked somebody something that was absolutely none of their business. It was totally inappropriate to ask somebody something like that in the type of setting that the individuals were in. But it was something where someone had asked somebody um, during an interview if that was their hair on their head or something. They didn't say on their head, but they said if that was their hair. And when I saw that, I was like, that was totally inappropriate and unprofessional. When you are being interviewed, especially what is supposed to be in a professional setting or professionally, who asked somebody, is that your hair? You're supposed to be asking that person questions as it pertains to their career, their business life, not their private life. I just felt it was just out of line. It was inappropriate. And of course, I'm not going to, identify the interview itself, who the people were. But I just felt it was just out of line. And it would, if somebody had asked me that on national television, it would have made me uncomfortable only because it would have nothing to do with my career or what I felt like the initial point of the interview was. But the reason why it would make me uncomfortable is because things like that are so not anybody's business. That's how I feel about it. People may beg to differ, but how do you ask somebody something like that? And I think that going forward, for any of you ladies out there, if you are faced with that type of, I gotta call it ignorance. This is how you deal with people that ask you things that are none of their business. You just basically tell them, you know, you don't discuss yourself. You don't discuss yourself. That you don't. That's it. That's it. But I know a lot of times people can catch you off guard for a lot of you because we just live in a world where people will just ask you anything and they will actually stand there and act like you are under some obligation to answer them. You're not under any obligation to answer anything that is none of anybody's business. And I just felt like that for the that was not somebody's business who asked somebody if that was their hair, because the person that they asked was a quote unquote African American lady. And I just felt like if had it been a woman of another ethnicity, nothing like that would have been asked. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that gave the implication that, well, quote unquote African American women can't grow hair when I know they can. you know. And African American hair is very fragile, and sometimes it will shed before it actually obtains its length. And then there are African American women that have long hair, medium hair, short hair. But what does it matter? If somebody likes your hair, they should say your hair looks nice and leave it at that. Anything any further, unless you're the type of person that's open, it's none of their business. I could never see myself asking somebody, "Is that your hair?" To me, I find it to be rude, but to each his own. But when I saw that particular video, on the internet, I just felt that was just so out of line and so inappropriate. And I felt like it caught the person that was asked off guard, because I think that would have caught anybody off guard. Like, how are you sitting there? You're supposed to be asking somebody a question as it pertains to their business life, and you're actually sitting there studying their facial features, studying their hair, and this and that, and the third. To me, it just looked like player hate or something like that. And I just felt it was totally inappropriate. And I think that most quote unquote African American women have been put in those shoes where you had, if not even women of your own ethnic background, women of other ethnic backgrounds asking you, "Is that your hair?" Well, is that yours? What are they implying by that? What are they insinuating that quote unquote African American women can't grow hair? Because I know African American women can grow hair, and that African American women have a lot of very thick, long hair. And then sometimes there are African American women out there, especially those that are in the modeling industry. They may add hair pieces, but so do women of other ethnicities. So who is asking them, is that their hair? You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like there's this thing where African American women are put under such harsh standards. Or I'll put it like this: they're under strict criteria, or They're put under such a demand to fit other people's meet other people's criteria. And I want to send you sisters a message out there to let you know you don't have to meet anybody's criteria but God Almighty. And if somebody asks you something and you feel that it is none of their business, tell them it's none of their business.